So there seems to be a lot of hype going around right now about this double Ruan Mei strat for Conundrum 12 going around, in which you can force 2 Ruan Meis in a single run so that you end up with every single blessing in one path fully upgraded. And I'm sitting here thinking, when I do my Conundrum 12 runs, I don't have every single blessing in one path. I've got every single blessing in every single path, along with every single Curio fully upgraded. So why is this so hyped? If you want an actual broken strat, here's how you do a transaction run. So the gist of the run is that we're going to get ourselves some consistent income so that we're able to buy out every single item in every transaction domain that we come across from about mid-plane 2 onwards. It does require a little bit of fishing for the right opening Curio, but it's fairly consistent otherwise because you do eventually end up with almost every single Curio, so it just depends on how lucky you are with when said Curios appear. So you can end up with anywhere between 50 blessings to well over 100 blessings fully maxed out. And because we're running this with the company time custom dice, which rewards us with a path bonus for every 100 fragments we spend, we're going to end up with a stupid amount of damage. So the opening Curio that we're going to be fishing for is the Price of Peace. This Curio grants you 150 cosmic fragments every time you enter a transaction domain. And the Curio that really starts the snowball going is going to be the Genius Society Gossip Curio, which doubles the amount of fragments that you receive from all sources. When we first start off, it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's actually not too bad. We get 150 fragments every time we enter a transaction domain, and purchasing 2 Curios for 150 each nets us a total refund of 90 fragments. This means that factoring in our 150 free fragments, we walk out of that transaction domain with a net loss of 60 fragments, but we've successfully removed 2 Curios from the Curio pool. Now, where this gets silly is that once we get the Gossip Curio to double our fragments earned, every time we now enter a transaction domain, we're getting 300 fragments. If we start by buying every single Curio, that's going to cost us 600 fragments, but you're now getting a refund of 60% instead of 30, which is 360 fragments. So you're now able to buy every single Curio for a net gain of 60 fragments. That's actually wild. Imagine walking into a shop and buying everything and having the shop owner give you money. So now that we're just buying every single Curio, we're eventually going to get the Satellite Curio, which reduces shop prices by 30%, and also the Gold Corner Discord, which gives us 6% fragments every time we enter a new domain, which allows us to start snowballing even harder. So what do we do now that we're balling out of control on Curios? Well, we start buying blessings. Every single transaction domain has 9 blessings for a total of 1,600 fragments. With a 30% discount from the Satellite, this brings it down to 1,120 fragments. With the 60% refund, that's now a total spending of 448 fragments. And now we factor in the 300 fragments that we get for free from simply entering the transaction domain, we're looking at a total cost of 148 fragments for 9 blessings. So you guys see where I'm going with this? Even if we only got started late in plane 2, 5 transaction domains nets you 45 blessings. Now if you got luckier and got a little bit earlier, 10 transaction domains, 90 blessings. And heck, we haven't even spoken about our die faces yet. You know that die face that gives us 10 fragments per Curio? Well, it's now giving us 800 fragments every time we roll it because we're rocking 40 Curios. So that's a pretty good segue over to our die face loadout. General Inspiration is our go-to for copying domains. We want as many transaction domains as possible, and this is how we're going to get it. Heterogeneity Treasure is kinda useless at the start, but once you've got a boatload of Curios and the Gossip Curio, you're going to get 400 to 800 fragments each time you roll this. Heterogeneity Inflation is an odd one. You would think that it's here for the free Curios and blessings, but I actually have it here just to jack up the prices on items so that I get to spend more money for more path bonuses. I suppose early on it's not too bad if you don't have money. I use the time trade die for the cosmic fragment injections. We're going to be so strong that we don't really care about playing on disarrays, so 200 fragments early on is nice, and it gives you 400 once you've got the Gossip Curio. Heterogeneity Interest is like a poor man's gossip early on. It stacks with the Price of Peace, so you're going to be getting 300 fragments each time you enter a transaction domain. Then that's 600 fragments later on once you've got the Gossip Curio. And then lastly, we've got General Counteract, which is another duplication face that we'll be using to copy transaction domains. So yeah, that's the build. Pretty solid with minor fishing, but damn, it's got to be some of the most fun that I've had in this mode. Now, I've got another build that lets you end up on well over 1 million fragments that I'm really having fun with right now, so keep your eyes peeled out for when that video drops.